Welcome back to the Author's Corner podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Dillard, your favorite writing and book publishing coach. And today we're diving into a topic that's both heartfelt and inspiring. We're going to talk about creative writing for Valentine's Day. So, tomorrow is going to be Valentine's Day. And by the time you probably see this recording, it's going to be after Valentine's Day. So, we're going to talk about how you can use creative writing for Valentine's Day or any day to express your love, your appreciation to those around you. So whether you're working on a book, a blog post, a poem, or you just want to write something meaningful for a loved one, this episode will be packed full of ideas to help you craft words that truly express love and emotion. Okay? So now, when we think of Valentine's Day or any special holiday that you think of, our mind often goes straight to a romantic love. But love comes in many forms. So you can show love to your coworkers, you can show love to your children, your family members, your spouse, your boyfriend or girlfriend. You can show love to somebody that, you're under, like in leadership, whether it be at your church, your job. You can show love to everyone. And frankly, everybody really needs love, like for real. We need more love than hate. So there's love between, like I said, there's love between your friends, there's love between your family, your marriage, and most of all, the most important person that we should always show love to is God. So, as Christian writers, we have an opportunity to create messages that not only celebrate love, but also point people back to the ultimate source of love, and that's God Himself. So, go ahead and grab your notebook, go ahead and get comfortable, go ahead and get your snack, your favorite drink, and let's explore some powerful ways that we can incorporate love into writing this Valentine's season or for any holiday that you choose to show forth love. All right. So go get what you need and come back so we can talk. Welcome back, Kingdom Scribe. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the power of love in writing. Because again, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and I want to say happy Valentine's Day to you, Kingdom Scribes. I love you. I pray that you have an amazing Valentine's Day, whether you're doing a Galentine's Day or however you're celebrating love on tomorrow. I want you to celebrate it to the fullest. But I also want you to come on over to the Kingdom Scribe community, the New Voice Books page on Facebook or Instagram, and let's talk about the love of your story. Let's talk about the love of writing. Let's talk about the love for your book cover. Let's talk about the love that you have found as becoming an author. Let's talk about that, okay? But today we're going to get into creative writing for Valentine's Day and again for any day that you want to express love, because we can express love every day. So love is one of the most universal themes in literature. It's timeless. It doesn't matter what genre you're writing in, whether it's fiction, nonfiction, poetry, or devotionals. Love has a way of drawing people in. Love has a way of drawing people in. God said in His word that with loving kindness have I drawn thee. So God draws us in with love. And love is very powerful. Why? Because we all desire a connection. We all long to be seen. We all long to be understood. We all long to be valued. Love in all its forms meets that need. Love helps you to be seen. Love helps you to be understood. And love helps you to be valued. So think about some of the greatest stories ever told. The Bible itself is a love story. It is God's relentless pursuit of us, His children. And God don't play about His children. God's love is so real. God's love is everlasting. God's love is unfailing. God's love is real. And God will come even to the lowest places for his children. God will go to places for us that we wouldn't even go for each other. I mean, just being real. God will go to places for us that we wouldn't even go for each other. So when we write about love, we're tapping into something sacred. It's an opportunity to reflect God's heart. So if you want people to know the love of God, you have to show the love of God. You have to show them the love of God. And you can show them the love of God through your writing, through your poems, through your devotionals, through your blogs. You can show the world the love of God through that book project that God has downloaded in you. Even if it's your story, you can show the love of God through your story, because in your story, it's going to tell the people how God came after you, how he didn't allow you to stay where you were. So whether you're writing a romantic short story, a heartfelt letter, or a poem, remember that love isn't just about emotion. And if you see me looking over, I'm looking at my notes, y'all. But it's not about emotion. It's about action. It's about sacrifice and faith. So let's get into like writing a letter to like your spouse, your family member, or even yourself, because self-love is important, y'all. And self-love is something that we have to learn more and more and more. We have to learn to love ourselves first before we can learn to love others. And learning the love of God will teach you how to love yourself. Because one thing about God, and I know I'm going off, but I just want to say this because I feel like somebody will need this. One thing about God, he will shower you with all of the love that he has. And like I said, his love is everlasting, his love is unfailing, and it's unconditional. But as he's giving you his love, he's showing you how to love yourself. Ask me how I know. I know. And I'm not just saying this just to be saying this because it's part of the topic. I'm telling someone this. Allow God to love you. And when you allow God to love you, God will show you how to love you. Because what he will begin to do is show you you. He will begin to show you the best parts of you. See, we've been living this life and we've been trying to fix the worst parts of ourselves. But God is saying, I want you to know the good parts of yourselves. I want you to know that fearfully, wonderfully made part of yourself. I want you to love you. Even your even your scars, even your flaws, even the things that you really don't like. I want you to love that too, because it is purpose in those things as well. Because God said he will use all things together for our good. He will use it all. The good, the bad, the ugly, the I don't know about that. He's going to use it all, but he will teach you how to love yourself. So you have to receive his love so that way you can learn how to love him and he will teach you how to love you. Okay? So one of the most beautiful and personal ways to express love is through a handwritten letter. And I did that for my mother's, because I'm part of a blended family. So I have a bonus mom and my mom. So I did that for my mothers. I even did one for my mother-in-law. And I also did it for my dad and my husband for Father's Day. And because it was like the cards really wasn't expressing what I wanted to say. It wasn't really giving that personal touch that I needed it to give. And so I just created something on my own. I created a little letter to them in Canva and I framed it and I presented it to them with a gift. And they loved it. Like my mom has what I wrote to her and my daddy in the living room, like in the den up, so you can see it. And then my husband has his up on our mantle here in our home. But that touched them because I got to get personal with them and they loved it. And they're displaying it, so they love it. So in today's digital age where we rely so much on text and emails, receiving a heartfelt letter feels extra special. It's something that can be cherished for years to come. So they're going to always display that letter that I wrote to them on Father's Day and Mother's Day. And that was a way that I expressed my love to them, to my parents. And it was also a way that I showed honor to my husband as a father of our children. So that right there kind of outdid any card that I could have bought. Sorry, Hallmark, but your girl coming for you. But now maybe you're thinking, I'm not great with words. So you might be saying, like, Tiffany, I don't do that. I don't do that well. But you should be doing it well because you're an author. And if you're part of this podcast, the Kingdom Scribe community, you do it with excellence. Okay. So we're going to get that out of our mind. We're going to throw that on over to the side, that you don't have anything to say and you're not good with words. We're going to go ahead and trash that. Okay. We're going to trash it. Or we're going to just tap into the other one. Or I wouldn't even know where to start. So don't worry. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you, navigate through the waters, the troubling waters in your mind when it comes to creating an amazing, creative letter, a poem, or whatever you want to do for your, loved one, whoever they may be. So I'm going to break it down into a simple structure that you can use for anyone you want to write to, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your friend, whether it's your parent, or even yourself. Okay? I wrote a letter to myself back in 2022. And sometimes I go back into refer to it. Some of the things that I wrote in that letter have not come to pass yet, but I know they will come to pass. So I ain't worried. Because I trust God. So start with a warm and personal greeting. So instead of just Dear John, try something more heartfelt like My dearest John, my dearest Tiffany, my dearest Michael, my dearest Sabrina, or To the love of my life, because that's who they are. I mean, come on now, let's be real. Or if it's for a friend, you can say To my lifelong encourager or sister in Christ. Or like to your parent, like my daddy, I always say To my first ever best friend. Because my daddy was my best friend. Well, he is my best friend. I'm gonna say he was. He still is my best friend. And he was my first best friend. Like, he was a person that played with me. He was a person that listened to me. He was a person that understood me. He corrected me, but he corrected me because he loved me. And so he was my first best friend. And so even if it's to your parent, however you see your parent, you can start your letter off with that. And then recall a special memory. Like, think about a moment that makes you smile. Think about a time when they showed kindness to you, they supported you, or they simply made you laugh. Like, mention that in the letter. Mention that special moment, because it was a special moment to you and it may have passed for them, and they're thinking, oh wow, like, that impact you? I didn't know that it impacts you in that way. So remind them of something special that meant a lot to you, to let them know how much you appreciate them. And then express your feelings in sincerity. This is the heart of the letter. Don't overthink it, overthinkers. We gonna turn it off. Matter of fact, we gonna shut that down for 2025. Okay, We're going to shut down this overthinking. Because what does it do? What does it do for us? And I ain't talking just to y'all. I'm talking to Tiffany too, as Tiffany is talking to the people. I am asking, what does overthinking do for us? It doesn't do anything but causes us to stay in this cycle of worrying. And then that worry amplifies to being anxious. And then you're nervous. And then you're stressed out. And then you're jumped over the cliff. Let's stop overthinking. We're going to kill it in 2025. Okay. So just write from a place of gratitude and love. Just write from your heart. Just write from your heart. It's okay. Don't overthink it. Just write from your heart. Allow the love to flow. And if you need help, what I always tell you to do, pray and ask God to help you. Pray and ask God and say, God, just download into my heart the words that I need to share with this loved one. What do they need to hear? How do I need to express love in this letter, in this poem, in this devotional, in this blog? How do I need to express love? How do they need to see love? And then watch God. Watch him. Watch him do what he do. Watch he do what he do. And then close with a blessing or a prayer. If this is for your spouse, you may say, I pray that our love continues to grow and reflect God's grace. It don't have to be no 50-line prayer, people. Overthinkers, we shutting it down. Just as simple as that. Just as simple as that. I pray that our love continues to grow and reflects God's grace. For a friend, you could write, may God bless you as you have been a blessing to me. Simple. You don't have to go. You don't have to do the most, okay? And here's something powerful. Try writing a love letter to yourself. Let's do that. Let's do that. And anybody that watches this episode and you write a love letter to yourself, I want you to come back to this episode and I want you to leave a comment and tell me how that felt. How did that feel writing a letter to yourself? Leave that in the comments so we can chat, okay? So you want to speak words of affirmation over your life. Thank yourself for growth because that is a thing. That is a thing, y'all. Be thankful for your growth, but thank yourself for allowing yourself to grow. Because we have a lot of people out here that are saying how hard it is to grow. But it's a choice. And it's a choice that you have to keep making every day. It's not a one and done. It's not like today, okay, I'm grown up. No, you got to continue to grow in every area of your life because life and be lifing and challenges be challenging and people be peopling. But you have to continue to grow and you have to continue to grow with God. Even as you're writing your book, you're growing because there are times that you are writing your book and there are situations and circumstances that you have to talk about in your book that helps you to reflect like, dang, that's where I was. That's where I was in that time. And then when you look over your life and you see how far you've come, that's growth. So thank yourself in your letter for growing, for pushing through challenges, and for being the person God has called you to be. And I know you may say, well, Tiffany, I'm not all the way there when it comes to who God called me to be. That's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay? It's perfectly fine because God is doing the development in you. He's developing you, not you. God is developing you. Okay? So allow him to do what he do. Trust God. Ain't we doing that? Ain't we trusting God this year and every year? But ain't we starting to learn to trust God this year? I had to trust God with that book. That's the reflection of me, y'all. Finding You and God Through the Pain. That's the book right there. That's my baby, y'all. I just kept seeing her. That's my baby, y'all. You can go find her in the bookstore too. Okay. And then those boxes are coming. So you'll see some stuff. But you have to stay connected to us. So that means you need to be what? Following us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. As long as we have TikTok. Okay. But make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook. Okay. Let's get back to the subject. So next, we often encourage others, but we forget to extend the same love to ourselves. So in your letter, encourage yourself. Encourage you. David did it. He encouraged himself. Who else was going to encourage him in the field? The sheep. David probably would have took off running if one of them sheep start talking to him. I know he killed a lion and a bear, but they wasn't talking. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if sheep start talking to me, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. So he had to encourage himself. So I'll do that. Add encouragement in your letter. So you want to speak words of affirmation over yourself. You want to thank yourself for growth. You want to thank yourself for pushing through challenges because you done pushed through a lot of challenges. If you're writing a book, you have pushed through challenges. I'm proud of you. And I want you to be proud of yourself, okay? And then you want to be thankful that you allow God to do the work in you so that you can become who he called you to be. And then I want you to encourage yourself in your letter. And then I want you to come back to this episode, come back to the comment section, leave a comment to let me know how that felt when you wrote that letter to yourself. And then next, let's talk about crafting heartfelt messages of love. You know, maybe you're not a long-winded writer. You know, you're not writing like novels, okay? But that's fine. You don't have to be long-winded. Love can also be expressed in short, impactful ways. Think about greeting cards, okay? Some of y'all have the most amazing greeting cards out here. And I need to see other greeting cards besides Hallmark, okay? We need to see your greeting cards because your greeting cards are personal. And we want something more personal. Because y'all, for real, I'm tired of going through all them cards at Walmart or wherever you get your cards from. You have to go from card to card to card to card to card. And it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot to find the right one. And then when you do find the right one, them chuckers be about $20. Like I'm exaggerating, but for real, they be a little high. Like, wait a minute, I could have created this myself. So do it. Um, think about a few greeting cards that you can create. Think about it. Think about a few chosen words that carry deep meaning. Think about it. I'm gonna give you some examples. So here are a few ideas of crafting heartfelt messages for different occasions. Okay. So for a spouse, every day with you is a reminder of God's goodness. I'm so grateful for the love we share. I'm going to send that to my husband in a text today. Y'all can use it. I just gave it to y'all, but just know I'm sending it to Michael today in a text. You hear me? I'm going to go ahead and send that to him. Yeah, I'm sending that to him today. Let me read it one more time because it felt good to me. Every day with you is a reminder of God's goodness. I'm so grateful for the love we share. I'm sending that to Michael, y'all. I'm sending that to Michael. For a friend, and my friends may probably get this too today. They gonna get this too today. So I'm gonna send it to him, and I'm gonna get him a early Valentine's Day text message, you know. And you can do that, y'all. Send him a text message, you know. So and I'm trying to whisper y'all like they in here, like they can hear me. I just tickled myself. But that's between me and you, okay? Because by the time this air, Valentine's Day will be over. So we ain't gonna worry about that. But for a friend, your friendship is one of God's greatest gifts. We all like to show up in style, correct? We all like to show up in the latest fashion. Well, New Voice Books has their own Kingdom Scribe designer t-shirts that will help you show up in style, but also help you to proclaim who you are to the world. Like this shirt that I have on now. It says, "Kind words are like honey." This shirt is available right now in our online bookstore, and there's so many other designs that are there as well, and so many other things that are there. So if you want this shirt, or you want to see all the other products that we offer and we have in our online bookstore, go to nvpublishingco.com. Again, that is nvpublishingco.com, and check out our online bookstore. All of your proceeds will help us support the podcast so we can continue to produce content that can help you on your book publishing journey. So what you waiting on? Go to the store. In my life, thank you for always being there. And my friends, they gonna shed a tear or two or three or four or five or six. Okay, they gonna shed a tear. For parents, your love has shaped me in ways I cannot put into words. I am forever grateful for your guidance. And again, I just gave you an idea. If you're not a person that can just write out something very long, and then you can use this as a text message. You can say, "Here is your Valentine's Day message from me to you." And just send it. And it'll be so nice, and put a little hearts in there and little emojis, whatever you want to use, and send it to them. And then for your child, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I pray you always know how deeply you are loved. I got 3 sons. And the mama be touching their heart. They mama be touching their heart right here. Okay. They mama be touching their heart. I know they be like, man. Yeah. I get them. And then last but not least, for yourself, I am God's masterpiece, created for a purpose, love beyond measure. That's going on a post-it note on my desk. That's going on a post-it note on my desk. If I could create a graphic for it to put it on my phone, I do that too. Wherever you need to put that, we're going to put that. That is what we're going to decree and declare over ourselves for 2025. I am God's masterpiece, created for a purpose and love beyond measure. That's what we're going to tell ourselves, Kingdom Scribes, in 2025. And if you want to share this with other people, share it. But that's what we're saying to ourselves. We are God's masterpiece. We were created for a purpose, and we are loved beyond measure. Okay, that is for us. And then I want to give you a scripture that you can use. This is one of my favorite scriptures. It is 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, which is love is patient, love is kind. And it goes on. I didn't, write the whole scripture on, but go to 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, and read about the different versions of love and how love should show up. So if you're looking for real love and you're like, real love doesn't exist, lies you tell. Go to 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, and read the word of God, and let God tell you what love should look like for you, for whoever you're in a relationship with, for your children, for your parents, whoever. Go to, I'm going to say it one more time, 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, and read those verses to learn what love is. This verse alone can be the foundation of a beautiful love note. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help the people. So another way to express your love is through poetry. And I know some people that write amazing poetry, and I love it. I love to hear it. I don't know why when I hear poetry, I want to be like in a coffee shop type vibe, open mic night type vibe. That's the thing that I want to do. I know a couple of years ago we hosted a virtual open mic night, and I want to do that again. I really want to do it again. Um, Maybe to do it on a live so that way it can be on YouTube, and then we can, instead of being behind the scenes, because we did it on Clubhouse. So we wasn't like live and in color on camera, but you can hear the person's voice. So if God releases me to do it again, I would love to do it again and then just record it and go on live stream and then just invite the different poets in, so that way you can see us, you can hear us, of course, and that you can get more understanding and clarity behind their poem, and get to talk to the writer. But poetry is another beautiful way to express love. Now, I know not everybody, feels like a poet, but you don't have to be Shakespeare to write something meaningful. Okay? You don't. The key is to write from the heart. So everything that you do, you need to write from the heart. Even when you're writing your book, you are writing a love letter to that reader who will read your book, because now they're able to know what it looks like to go from despair to victory, from broke to abundance, from feeling like you're failing at a parent to excelling. You are showing them how to navigate from one point to the other, and you're doing it with love. Because if you know who your target audience is, you have them in your heart, you have them in your mind, and you're going to make sure that what you're writing resonates with them. So here's a simple framework for writing a love poem. Start with an image. What reminds you of love? A sunrise, a warm embrace, a prayer whispered at night? Start with an image and then describe an emotion. Love isn't just about happiness, it's about trust, it's about security, it's about faith. And then end with a message. What do you want your reader to take away from that poem? What do you want them to hear? What do you want them to imagine? What seeds do you want to plant into their hearts? Okay, you need some more help? Let me give you an example. Okay, so here's an example. Your love like morning light, steady and true, a whisper of grace in all that I do. Through trials and joy, your hand leads the way, a love that endures, come what may. Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear it? That was a good poem. Oh, I hear somebody saying, read it again, Tiffany, read it again. I got you. Okay. Let me get myself together. Let me get my posture ready. Okay. Your love like morning light, steady and true, a whisper of grace in all that I do. Through trials and joy, your hand leads the way, a love that endures, come what may. Y'all can't hear my little snaps. They ain't really, good, but go on and snap it up for me, all right? Thank you for the person in the back. Thank you. All right. See, it doesn't have to be complicated. A few simple lines can speak volumes. Overthinkers, it doesn't have to be complicated. A few simple lines will speak volumes, okay? It don't have to be all of that. And then you can get into writing a romantic or faith-based short story. Just a little short story that you can give to them and that you can sell on Amazon, okay? So that other people can be like, I need something, I just want something personal to just give to my loved one. Here you are. Here's your short story. Go ahead, give them that. Maybe you want to take your writing a step further and create a love story for your fiction. This is for those fiction writers, okay? And Christian romantic novels are a thing, okay? I got some people that are writing some romantic novels for Christian readers, and it's going to be amazing. Stay tuned. So, here are some great story ideas you can explore. One is a couple on the verge of divorce finds healing through prayer and counseling. That's amazing. You have a single woman who thinks she's unworthy of love and discovers God's plan for her life. That's amazing. A modern day retelling of Ruth and Boaz. The Bible done gave you the whole story. All you got to do is just spruce it up. Just spruce it up. And no, you not adding to the word and taking for the word. Deep, deep Christian back in the corner on the left. You're not adding to the word or taking from the word. We ain't doing all that. You are telling a new narrative of a story that's already been written. You're just sprucing it up, bringing it to modern day terms so that people can understand it. Because what if you writing this love story about Ruth and Boaz in a more modern way, draw somebody to God at the same time? Because they're not reading the Bible. They're saying, when I pick up the Bible and I'm reading King James, sleep. And that's not a good thing. Or I don't understand the thous and the days, and I don't understand that. I don't understand all of that. But you breaking down Ruth and Boaz's love story and so many other love stories in the Bible that would draw them in to be like, oh, that's what they doing in the Bible. Hold on, let me go get my Bible. I gotta read more. And now you have brought them to the feet of Jesus. See that? I'm trying to tell you. When writing love stories, remember, love is about more than just attraction. It's about commitment, growth, and faith. We ain't writing no lustful stuff out here. That when we ain't trying to do all that. If that's what you're doing, click off this broadcast and head on to the left, because you don't need to be over here. Okay? You don't need to be over here. So just for tomorrow or any day, Valentine's Day themed writing prompts. So to wrap up, I want to leave you with a few writing prompts. If you're feeling inspired, take one of these and run with it. I'm sharing this stuff with you. I'm not saying that, don't take my stuff. Don't use my stuff. Don't do that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm recording it for a reason, people. Use it. Use the stuff, okay? Use it. If I scroll by your reel and you're saying, I want to do a love letter to the world, and you use what I shared on here today, applause to you. And I'm going to heart it and I'm going to share it. Okay. So write a letter from God to you expressing his love. Another idea is describe the moment somebody realized they were truly loved for the first time. What does that look like? What does that feel like? And then you can write about a couple who overcame a major challenge through love and faith. We know somebody, even if it's ourselves. That can help you remind your husband, remind your wife, or even your boyfriend and girlfriend, because there are challenges in those relationships as well too. You can remind each other how far you've come, because you've come from a mighty long way. And you have overcome many of obstacles. Many of obstacles. So love is one of the most powerful things we can write about. Whether you're writing for yourself, a loved one, or your audience, I encourage you to let your words be filled with meaning and purpose. Meaning and purpose. So here's my challenge for you. Okay? Y'all know I always got y'all doing something or leaving y'all with some homework or something. Okay. So today is going to be a challenge. All right. Are you up for the challenge? So choose one of the ideas from today's episode and write something heartfelt. So that means you're going to have to go back if you just listening to it. go back and take some notes. You should have had your notebook. You should have been taking notes as we were going through it, but I know some of us are not. So go back, watch it, pause it, and write down the idea that is best fitting for you. Okay? And then write something heartfelt. So whether it's a poem, whether it's a letter, whether it's a short story, whatever speaks to you, do it. Okay? And then I want to know what you did. So come back and let me know in the comments, okay? Um you can also share it. So like say if you do something, like do a reel or something, a little video, whatever, and then post it on social media and then tag New Voice Books in it, because I want to hear it. I want to hear what you do. So if you don't come back to the comments, do a reel, do something and tag us in it, okay? Hashtag New Voice Books 8080 on Instagram. And then I'll share it to the other platforms, but just include us in what you did, okay? So I want to thank you today for joining me on the Author's Corner podcast. I want to thank you for supporting the Author's Corner podcast. I want to thank you to the 14 subscribers that we have right now. And somebody may be saying 14, that's all. Yeah, we got 14 because I didn't even think we was going to have 14. I mean, let's be real. But I thank you to the 14 subscribers we have. Now, what I do want you to do, I don't want you to be coming over here and just be dating us and just be dating the Author's Corner podcast. Come on over and join the Kingdom Scribe community. So I need you to subscribe to our channel. I need you to like it and love it in your heart. And I need you to share it out with other Kingdom Scribes that you know are needing this content to help them to write their book, to push forth that idea that God has given them, and to help them to stand in confidence in their voice through their stories. Okay? But I want to encourage you, Kingdom Scribes, to keep writing, keep believing, and keep shining your light in the world, because we will change lives one book at a time. Be blessed.